So now we're looking at problem 50 for BA323A class. This is another single period inventory example, but demand in this case is normally distributed. Let's look at the problem. They are selling, it's a hardware store, and they're selling glue bottles. The glue bottles become hard after 1 month that they sit on the shelves. And so they cannot sell it anymore at the end of the month. So this makes this a single period inventory problem. And we must apply marginal analysis. Now let's find out what our demand distribution is like. Demand is normally distributed. Mean demand during 1 month is 60 bottles, and standard deviation for demand during 1 month is 7 bottles of glue. Our cost structure is cost to buy one bottle for the hardware store to buy one bottle is $1.20, but they can sell price to sell one bottle is $4. There is no salvage because if the glue gets hard at the end of the month, they have to throw it away. So step one in our analysis, remember for marginal analysis, is to find out what is marginal loss, which in this case is $1.20 because there is no salvage, and marginal profit, which is in this case $4 minus $4 minus $1.20, which is $2.80. Step two is to compute the critical P, which is marginal loss divided by marginal loss plus that's 120 plus marginal profit of 280. So that's $1.20 divided by 4, which is in this case 0.3. The next part, or the next step, the final step, is to find Q star. And remember what this critical probability is. This is probability that demand will be greater than or equal to Q star. So if my demand is normally distributed, as it is in this problem, and on the x-axis I know average demand is 60 and standard deviation is 7 units, I want to find that quantity along this axis right here, which is my Q star, that is my optimum quantity to stock. So I want to know how many of these bottles of glue I should buy so that my cost of my marginal loss and my marginal profit essentially balance each other out. Now that Q star must be to the right of the mean, somewhere over here. I don't know what its quantity is right now, but I'm going to solve for it. Why? Because it has to be to the right of the mean, because I know the probability that demand on this axis, this is demand, the probability that demand will be greater than that quantity right there is 0.3. That's what we computed right here. So I want to know what is that Q star. But in order to do that, I need to convert this to the z-axis. I know that the mean is always 0 on the z-axis, or the standard normal axis. And this z value I need to look up from the normal table. Now, from the normal table, what happened to my, oh, here we go. Here's my standard normal distribution. If I can increase this a little bit, what happened to my, There we go. Let's see, control there. Um, so I want an area. This is the negative z values. I want positive z values. Why? Because I know that just in the curve that I showed you earlier in the other page, I know that if this is my z distribution, my mean is 0, and the z value right here will be sort of like associated with my q star because it's a point where 30% of the area is to the right of it. So in this distribution right here, I'm going to look for a quantity that is going to be as close to 0.7 as possible. And if I look, I will see that the 0.7 is going to be 0.503. 0.5 and 03. 0.7019 is what I'm looking at. So so the z value is 0.53 because from the table I noticed that 0.7019 was this area, this white area, unshaded area. So I don't want to go with 0.52 because that would put me a little bit lower than my 30% that I was looking for to the area as the area to the right of my Q star. So z is equal to 0.53. Applying the z distribution calculation, z is equal to x minus mu over sigma. So in this case, my z value, I said it's 0.53 equal to x minus mu is 60, sigma is 7. So x essentially becomes 60 plus 7 times 0.53. If I multiply that, I get 7 times 0.53. It's 3.71. Did I do that right? 7 times 0.53. That's 3.71. 3.71. So that says that my Q star, which is this X that I solved for, is 63.7. So essentially that's the quantity, that's the best quantity that I should carry on hand in order to optimize the cost of inventory for this particular glue bottles. So Q star therefore is 63.7, which of course you can round that off to be 64 bottles. Thank you.